you doing? Here I am with the next in the series on musings, which is what to do if your mind is racing. Now this can be if something's happened, it can be just if you're really in the middle of a hectic day and you get all hyped up about something. It might be that something's happened to you, or it might even be sort of in the night if you've had a bad dream or anything like that. So it's basically, what do you do? And I've had quite a few people have asked me this question. What do I do when my mind is racing and I just feel like on the edge of overwhelm, which, let's be honest, happens quite a lot if you are a light worker or an empath or somebody who is quite sensitive. And even if you're not really a sensitive person, you know, if something's happened or you're stressed, you know, your mind can race. Okay, so let's talk about how. Okay, so the first thing is Eckhart Tolle talks about feeling the inner body. So you can do this any way you want. You can start at the top of your head and go down at the bottom of your feet and come up. You're just going to feel the inside of, so feel your feet. Feel the sensations in your feet, or you can feel the sensations on the top of your head. But you're just going to notice, or you can start in your hands. I often start with my hands. So you might just sit and you can close your eyes or not. It's up to you. And just feel your hands. And notice the sensation inside your body of your hands, or the sensations that are coming from within. So it might feel like a tingling or what have you. And then you can move your way up your arms or up your legs, through your body. And all it does is it draws your attention from your mind back into your body, into the present moment, into the now. So that's something that Eckhart Tolle talks about, and I think it's great. It just like grounds you back into your body. I also like, it's reminded me saying about the grounding, which is slightly different to that Eckhart Tolle thing of going through your body and feeling the inner body. The other thing I like to do is to really notice, like say now I'm sat on my bed, so to really notice the sensation of being attached, you know, sitting on my bed. So to notice the sensation of being sat, and to even feel like a cord going from my tailbone, from my base chakra down into the earth, and to just feel really grounded, because that really helps when your mind is racing, to go back into your body and get into your base chakra and really ground and attach. Okay, it can help you as well if you put your palms down, either on the ground or on your knees or on your body, you know, like this, wherever, and tune into that base chakra, that sense of being grounded. Okay, so when you turn your palms downwards, it helps for the grounding. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is the breathing techniques. Now I've talked about these before. What I do is breathe in for 5, hold it for 5, and then breathe out for 5. You'll notice there, I didn't breathe in for 5 because I'd run out of breath because I was trying to talk at the same time. But basically, to count your breath. Now some people say breathe in for 5, breathe out for 8, don't hold your breath, do hold your breath. This just basically concentrating on your breath and counting and slowing it down really helps. It brings you out of your mind, and it's drawing your mind to concentrate on something very straightforward. The most easy thing, if your mind is racing, is to concentrate on your breath. Okay? So that's a great one. So I do in for 5, hold for 5, and then breathe out for 5. I've got to tell you, Freya's just asleep on her bed, just over there, and when I was doing the breathing, she'd go, she's like breathing really heavily while she's asleep. It's really so funny and cute. So that's the second thing with the breathing. The third thing I used to do and still do now, but in a different way, a so-hum meditation. So when you breathe in, and I do this in through the nose and out through the nose. So when you breathe in, you think so, you don't say it, you just think it, think so. And when you breathe out, you think hum. Okay, now I used to do an actual meditation. I can't remember who it was by or where it was from, so I can't tell you what it was. But what I do know is that now, when I'm laying in bed, say for example, and I can't get back to sleep, I will actually do so hum, because sometimes what I find is that if I'm just concentrating on breathing, the problem with only concentrating on breathing is that our minds are so clever that we think we're concentrating on our breathing, and then the next thing you realise that you've written your shopping list for the next day and thought about that problem at work, you know? So by saying so hum, it's giving your mind something to do. And I really like it. And obviously there's the whole significance of the so and the hum and the resonance and all that, but we won't go into that now. But try that. You know, so if your mind is racing, so hum. And the speed doesn't matter. Keep it nice and gentle, of course, because obviously trying to calm your racing mind, not encourage it to race more. So just at a nice steady pace. Don't force your breath though with that. You know, you're not taking great big long breaths, just whatever feels comfortable and relaxed in your body. The fourth thing to do is if you've got like a prolonged sense of anxiety or stress and you're feeling particularly hyped up, let's say, and stressed, etc., try a new guided meditation. Because the trouble is that if you are really stressed about something or your mind is racing significantly, you might use all your old techniques, all your old breathing techniques, etc. But if your mind is determined to stress and you're using something that it knows quite well, it can kind of like easily distract itself and go back to its original state of stressing, you know. But a new guided meditation is a bit easier sometimes to pay attention, you know, particularly if you are feeling really, really stressed and your mind is really, really racing. Something new, like a new guided meditation, you've never heard it before, so you're paying a lot more attention, you're listening, you know, like we've all got our favourite guided meditations that we go to, and that you can say them word for word, and there's something really comforting about that. But when your mind is racing, actually what often happens, I find, with me anyway, is I'll get partway through it and think, well, I've not heard a word of it because I've just switched off and I'm thinking again about something. So that's really helpful, I think, a new guided meditation. The great thing is there are so many on YouTube, so you can just go ahead and look for one, and there'll be there's so many on there. Just you know, type in guided meditations and just try them, see if you like them. I always recommend Michael Seeley, Jason Stevenson and The Honest Guys, because I particularly like them. But there are others that I enjoy as well, and I've tried all sorts, and there are just thousands on YouTube. So from people who kindly put them on there for free. So make the most of that resource. Okay, the fifth thing is to exercise or do some sort of creative activity. Okay, something that involves moving your body and or engaging your mind. I find physical activity is great when your mind is racing. Okay, so this could be walking in nature, which obviously has the benefit of balancing you as well, but even just physical activity, running on a running machine, going for a jog, cycling, whatever. There's something about the physical activity and it's getting the endorphins going, and it does really help to get rid of the racing mind. Also being physical of any sort. So like, say if you're stuck in the house, you can't get out, but your mind is racing and you're feeling really stressed, even doing something like, you know, like vacuuming or cleaning, can just being physically active. The problem with the mind is it's that illusion, and I think most of you who are watching this know exactly what I'm talking about here, and you don't allow this to happen. But the mind is like a black hole. You know, like it will convince you that if you just think about it a little bit more, if you just give it a bit more attention, that you're going to feel better. And the reality is the more you give it, the worse it gets, or often, you know, when it's just generic stress, when it's just mind racing. Obviously, if you have a specific problem, that's different. That's not what this video is about. This video is about when you just feel stressed and overworked, your brain is overworking. It's almost like sometimes I think our lives are so fast paced now that we just get going and we don't, we stop our daily work, for example, or, you know, we come home from work and we can't do anything about those things anymore. We've dealt with them. We've come away from work. There's nothing we can do now, but our minds are just generically sort of racing, and that's what this video is about. Okay, so exercise or get creative in some way. That will be also really helpful. So I hope these 5 things help you. Please do try them. Loads of people have asked me this question, like, what do I do when I just feel really stressed and my mind's just going, which I think, again, it's a real problem for all of us in our society today, but particularly if we're sensitive. You know, life, the pace of this life can feel quite a strain for a lot of us. So do try out these 5 things. Let me know in the comments below if you found it useful. So much love to you guys, and I'll see you again next week.